For this Boxitect construction, we're going to design a cardboard creature. Now, this could be anything that you can create in your mind. It could be a robot, a caterpillar, a horse, a monster, anything you want. But let's go through some of the things we're going to need first. First, we are going to need, obviously, boxes. Any kind of boxes will do. Shoe boxes, Kleenex boxes, you name it, we can use it. Then, you're also going to want some paper towel rolls or toilet paper rolls because they'll be helpful for gluing on things. Then, next, we're going to want some scissors so we can do some cutting. We want to also have many different kinds of tape. Whatever you got kicking around at home will be great. We will want to use a marker or a pencil so we can design what we're building. Then, if you're able to, also glue. Glue is going to be phenomenal in this use. We also could be using a glue gun. It's up to you. But if you have bigger hands in your house, you might want to ask them before you use it or get them to help you build your creation. Then we're also going to use pretty much whatever we can find around the house. Popsicle sticks, doodads, whatever you have, and even take a look in your recycling bin because these just add some cool aspects to our build. So now that we have everything here, let's get building. All right, now I'm ready to build my creation. So for this example, I think I'm going to build a robot type looking creature. With my robot, I'm going to kind of set out all of my materials first. After I do all this, I'm going to put it together and then I'm going to decorate it. And I'll show you how I like to decorate at home. It involves a drawer full of junk stuff, and I love decorating with junk. So let's begin our build. I'm going to start with the bigger parts first. So with this being his body and this being his head, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to use tape to tape the back of it. So sometimes I use tape just to hold things in place. So you can use masking tape, scotch tape. I'm going to flip this over and I'm simply going to try and line up his head best I can in the center. So let's just tape that down. Now, if you have duct tape's always more. If you have duct tape's always stronger. You could be using duct tape. I have some here, so sometimes this is hard to get off as well. If you have duct tape, sometimes I use duct tape. That's really strong, so I know that cardboard box isn't going to move anywhere. So if I flip him over, he kind of sticks, but of course, his head can still move here. So I have a couple different options. I can make a tape ball and put it in there, or I can take my glue and I can run some glue right in here. And that's what I'm going to do just because it's going to give it some extra strength. Now, when we do this, of course, remember that you're going to need a little bit of drying time between everything. So I'm going to hold that for a little bit, let that sit there, and then I'm going to give it a little dry time. All right, this robot's had a little time to dry, so I'm picking him up. Oh, there you can see his head's now stuck to the body. So let's move him to the side now because next what I'm going to do is I'm going to create his arms. And I'm going to use these. You do not have to use recyclables. It's up to you, but I just wash these out. And I think they're going to look like cool shoulders, as I said, kind of like Iron Man. And then I'm going to use these rolls as well. Now, depending on the size of your box, you might need a large paper towel roll, and you can even just glue the paper towel roll right to the side of your robot. But for this, we're going to use these little cans. Now, once again, you have a couple options here. If you have glue, the best way, as I said, glue is always going to be stronger. So you could take your glue, and you're going to put some of your glue right on the edge of your can. And then we'll take our paper towel roll and we're going to stick it right here. Now the cool thing is you can decide how long you want his arms to be. So if I put my robot here, I kind of want his arm like down to about there. So that's where I want to glue it and that's where I'm going to hold it. Once again, I'm going to have to wait for the glue to dry, but I can just leave it on the edge like that as it dries. So I'm going to do both these arms. We'll add a little bit more to this. Just a little bit of glue here. And I'm going to try and put it right beside the other one because I want to try and make the arms the same length. So I'm going to put that in there. And there we go. Now I'm going to let those dry. Lots of drying time in here, isn't there? But while that's happening, we can be thinking about how we're going to decorate our guy. Now, if you don't have glue, not a big deal. Let me show you another thing we can do while that's drying. We can go in, we can grab our tape, and the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make a tape ball. So let's take the tape, we're going to make a tape ball like that, and the same thing like we did when we glued it. Take your can, set it on the inside, and then we're going to place our paper towel right on that tape ball. But because we're going to need some extra strength, we're going to also then take our tape take a line, and then with your fingers, you've probably got tinier hands than I do, you're going to put that tape in there, and you're going to push that tape in, and you're going to tape it down to the edge of your can on the inside. Just watch your fingers. And there we go. So even though we can see all that tape on the inside there and it doesn't look amazing, guess what? No one's going to see that because this arm is going to be down by the robot. So you can do that with tape as well. Now I think these guys are done drying. Oh, there we go. Good job. So let's bring back our robo friend over here. And now you're going to decide where do you want to glue his arms. So you can go a little bit lower, a little bit higher. Who knows? It's totally up to you. This is the great thing about creativity. So I'm going to actually glue them right about there. Now, same thing that we did with this one. If you don't have glue, you can take tape, put a tape ball on the side that you're going to be gluing, or sorry, sticking to your robot. The only thing here is, if you're going to use tape, we're going to flip our robot over. And because, you know, this is our messy side, we don't care about that side. We are just going to take our tape and we are going to put lots of pieces of tape along the back here so our arm will stay on. So same thing with the other side. I'm going to take my glue this time. I'm going to put a little bit of glue right on here. And then I'm going to line it up and stick it on the other side of my robo. And once again, you know what I'm going to say. Yes, we need some dry time. So we'll give some dry time and we'll come back and we'll see what we can do for the next part. All right, it is leg time. Now, once again, I'm not trying to say you have to have legs. Maybe you're making like a tank truck. Maybe you're making some crazy box legs and just using another box. It is totally up to you. You're going to use what you have at home. Now, because what I have at home are more towel rolls, I'm going to be using these. Now, it's pretty hard just to stick the edge of something on an edge of something else. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you a little trick. This is where we're going to need our scissors. So you might need extra bigger hands to help you with this. But all I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little cut. Not very big. Just enough around there. I'm going to put in about 5. Just enough so I can bend these over. So what we're doing is we're creating something called tabs. So when I bend it, you can see now I have a little tab. So when I bend these tabs, these are going to give me something that I can either tape or I can glue to the box. Just like that. So now when I take my box, I can glue it much more easily than trying to glue it like this. So we're going to cut tabs. It looks like that would be a perfect amount right there. So we're going to cut it 5 times. It'll give us 6 tabs. And we're going to simply tape or glue these on. So let's turn our robot upside down here so we can see. Now, before you do these, you want to position them so they're going to help balance the robot. If I put one just in the middle, he's going to fall over. So I want to make sure I put them kind of on the outside as far as they can go so my robot friend can balance. Now, when I cut the next one, I have to be careful because I have to make sure the robot's legs are the exact same size. So one easy way of doing that, I'm just going to put them side by side, just like that. And you can see, now you know how far I have to cut down when I make these next ones. So I'm just going to cut a little bit, right till I hit that next one. So I just cut just a tiny little bit. So let's go in. We're going to cut these tabs again on the next one. And then, just like our other robot, we're going to bend them. All right, now, here's the thing. If you cut your tabs too big and you notice your legs are a little wonky, they're a little off, not a big deal. These are just paper towel rolls and toilet paper rolls. I can just grab another one and try again. This is part about building that I love. You're going to make mistakes. It's not a big deal. We'll work through it and try and make the best creature that you can make. So, now, you know it. It is tape time. So we're going to take some tape. Now, here's what I like to do. When I start, I like to put some tape on the inside of my paper towel roll first. And then when I put it on my robot, I kind of slide the leg in. Because it's a paper towel roll, I can put my finger in here and push down on it. Now, depending on the size of your hand, you might have to get something else to push that tape down just so it sticks a little better. And then I'm going to go around and I'm going to tape on these tabs. All right. If you have glue, yes, that's going to be a much easier way to do that. All you're going to do is take your glue and put glue along these strips here when you attach it to your robot. So I see a little glue on this one. I'm going to hold it on here. And remember, I'm going to need some dry time with this guy. So we're going to let this one dry and we're going to come back and see where we are with our robot. All right, the robot's had time to dry. Here comes the test. We're always testing. Let's tilt him up, set him up. Yes, he is alive. He's standing. How exciting is that? Now, one tip I will give you if you want to make sure they stand super equal, go check out your recycling bin. Cans make excellent legs just like arms. So you could put a can here and they are the exact size. So your legs will always be the same if you're doing legs. Remember, you could be making anything right now. So the base of my robot is somewhat complete. I'm pretty happy with that. Now comes the exciting time, and this is where you get to be super creative. It is time to decorate. So this is all going to be dependent on what you have in your house. I have different things than you have. So look around, see what you can get. You know what I love? And I know we all might have one somewhere, whether it's tucked in a little box in a drawer. I have one right here. I call this my drunk drawer. You know, I know you've met L.T. Fosbottom. He would call it his box of doodads. So look at all this stuff I have in here. And this is stuff I save over time. So I can look at things and go, ooh, those might make cooler lives if I use those. I have lots of things that I've kept in here. I have bolts. I have weird things. I don't even know. There's some kind of a pulley thing. I don't know. But pull out some junk. See what you get. You can use pom-poms, sticks. You can decorate. I'm probably going to make some things with the marker here. And you're going to decorate your robot however you want. Or your creature, whatever you created. So I'm going to decorate this guy and I'll show you what it looks like at the end. And that's going to be the end of designing your cardboard creature. All right, I'm all done decorating, and here we go. Bam, bam. There's my robot. I'm super proud of him. I just found junk hiding all over my house in that junk drawer and added him. Now, I didn't talk about the most important thing you need to do with your creation. That is name your creation. I hope you enjoyed reading Boxitects with me, and I hope you are inspired to create and build lots more things using cardboard, boxes, and of course, upcycling things you find around the house.